What's going on, Delay Game viewers? Welcome to episode 2 of Darrian's Corner, man. Today we're going to come at y'all with a nice defensive play from the Jacksonville Jaguars versus Kansas City Chiefs game. Last week we got y'all a touchdown from the Vikings, so I figured we'll go ahead and switch things up and take it to the defensive side of the ball. So let's go ahead and not waste too much time and get straight into it. So let's start with breaking down the Chiefs offensively. So we're going to be in a 12 personnel set, which again means 1 running back and 2 tight ends. And then off of that, you're going to have 2 wide receivers to the backside. Now this formation, we'll just call this twins bunch type because you have a twins wide receiver set here. They're lined up in a bunch stack formation, and then you have your 2 tight ends to the other side. One is lined up as a wing, one is lined up as a tight. And then since nobody is split out wide, we're just going to tag tight onto this overall formation. So defensively, personnel-wise, they're actually going to be in nickel. Now, one thing to note, although nickel is a extra defensive back set, which is typically used for 3 or more wide receivers, the Jaguars are actually going to treat Travis Kelce, this tight end, as that 3rd receiver since he's such a threat in the passing game. So that's just a little note as to why exactly they're in nickel, even though there are only 2 wide receivers on the field. So getting into the play a little bit here. First thing we're going to see is a zoom motion from the number 2 wide receiver. Reason why we call that zoom is because we'll typically refer to him as the Z, and then either you'll refer to that as zoom for jet or just ZO, zoom, Z over. So off of this motion, we're essentially going to get a corner route, so which would be the opposite of that post route that Jordan Addison ran for that touchdown on our last week's episode. It's going to carry this one a little deeper, about 12 yards vertical, and breaking this outside at a 45 degree. It's probably going to be aimed towards that front pylon of the end zone, just for a good reference. Now, your number 2 tight end here, Travis Kelce, he is going to take about a 8 to 12 yard stem and sit right here around this logo, basically for a curl route. And your other tight end is going to do what we call a check and release. So he's basically going to sit in pass pro, and he's going to look for any blitzing linebackers off the edge, defensive end stunts. If he doesn't get any action, then he's simply going to leak here to the flat. Now your running back, Isaiah Pacheco, is going to fake a zone action and just leak out here to this flat for another check down for Patrick Mahomes. And Sky Moore is going to be your backside number 1. He's going to run a deep drag / deep over route, depending on your offensive terminology, which is basically going to take him here, inside release, vertical stem, and then like we said, opposite of a corner, he's going to break 45 inside here towards the pylon. So getting into the defense here a little bit, like we mentioned earlier, we are in a nickel personnel, which is going to be 4 defensive linemen, 1, 2, 3 corners, and 1, 2 safeties, and 1, 2 linebackers right here. So initially they're showing a single high look, which indicates that this could be either cover 1 or cover 4. Cover 1 or cover 3. The reason why this could be cover 1 or cover 3 is because this corner will be man here, this corner will be man here in cover 1, and this will be single high. Or cover 3, we will just back this man out, this man, and this man. However, on the zoom motion, they're going to adjust and show that this safety is now going to bail to this half, indicating that they're going to switch to a 2-high scheme. Now, a 2-high scheme is basically going to be cover 2 or cover 4, and that's going to allow either these 2 safeties to split this side of the field. Let's move that forward for you. These 2 safeties to split the field, or you can allow them to run cover 4, which would make this corner go here, this safety here, this safety here, and this safety here. Now, what it looks as if the Jaguars are doing is running a soft cover 2 scheme, again, because the Chiefs are playing behind the sticks. What I mean by behind the sticks is they're in a 2nd and 14 situation, which would put the ball behind the normal 1st and 10 down stick marker. It's just a little extra terminology for you guys. So once again, we're going to see this safety is going to bail. These 2 safeties are doing what we call a zone turn. So a zone turn is going to allow them to read their wide receiver, the tackle for pass action, and the quarterback's eyes all at once. That's another indicator that they're running a zone defense. So now what Sky Moore is going to do is he's going to break his deep over route inside so he can take leverage away from this corner as well as his safety at the same time, which he actually did a pretty good job because you see here he's gotten inside of both. Now it does look like as if there's going to be a wide open lane in the middle of the field here for Patrick Mahomes to fit a ball into, which is exactly what he thinks. Not blaming him or anything, knowing his arm talent, he's definitely capable of making these throws. However, we will see that this safety Simply had to make up speed to cover that deep over route. Gets over for the pick. So one more time. We're going to see a bail action. Zone turn here. Zone turn here. These two defenders got a little mixed up. It looks as if this man should be in this hook and this should be in this hook here. This one should have been coming out to this flat if they were in the correct defense that I believe they were in. But once again, this safety gets no deep threat because he has his number 1 corner out here sinking on this corner route from the zoom action. And so he's going to take this zone over the top and help out on this deep over, and that's essentially what causes the pick. So the ball was a little underthrown, but at the same time, that's just a great play from the defender, and we really have to give him credit. So not too much to say here about Patrick Mahomes, but just an overall great defensive play, and definitely something that I was impressed by over the week. So once again, man, thank y'all for tuning in to Darrian's Corner, man. I will see y'all next week, and thank you for tuning in to the Delay Game as well.